What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Behzinga second channel, where today we're going to be recapping the World Cup Game 2 match days. The last time I did this, you guys seemed to enjoy it, so welcome to the World Cup catch-up show. So let's get straight into things, ladies and gentlemen. Let's head over to Group A. Group A, baby. The main group. I'm joking, it's just because it starts with A. Starting things off in Group A, we had Qatar take on Senegal, and unfortunately for Qatar, they go crashing out of their home World Cup as the Senegalese boys managed to pack 3 goals past them. They did end up getting a goal, so they got to celebrate something, but it's looking like their chances are done. Well, then it's not looking like their chances are done. The other fixture was the Netherlands versus Ecuador. Now, in my last video, you will hear me say, I think Ecuador have got a bit. And boy, did they. They took it to the Netherlands. 1-1 full time. Enner Valencia getting on the score sheet yet again. I told you, this man for his country is built different. So if we go ahead and look at the table now in Group A, we have the Netherlands and Ecuador on 4 points and Senegal on 3 points. So heading into match day 3, it's looking like a big day ahead. It's almost guaranteed that the Netherlands are going through because they're playing Qatar. Let's see if Qatar can go out on their shield and give them something. But Ecuador, Senegal, I'm really looking forward to. I think that game has got a little bit of vim behind it, a little bit of passion. Heading straight into Group B, the group that England are in, and the group where I need to eat my hat. England obviously took on the USA in the battle of football or soccer. And I think we've come to a mutual agreement that we will call it fucker. How about that? Don't demonetize me for that, YouTube. A 0-0 game, a bore. I will say, the USA definitely brought their best game yet so far in this tournament, and we have still not beaten them at a World Cup. I will concede the USA had the better of chances. I think England played the occasion, not the game. I think if we was to play the USA on the opening day of the tournament, it would have been a different result. But Fairs, you got the result, a draw, and it goes into the final match day. However, on the other hand, Wales versus Iran. Iran are coming with that heat, baby. What a game that was. The game was tight. The whole game was absolutely nuts. All up until Wayne Hennessy got a red card. He come flying out his goal, kicked the geezer, and got a red card. Goalkeeper off. It wasn't until the 90th minute +8 that we saw the first goal, and then the Welsh folded. They conceded another one, 90 +11, and that was it. Sling your hook. So looking at the table, England on 4 points. It's looking like we will be the group leaders, as I do see us getting the result against Wales. Iran, however, have put themselves in such a good position. Can they get the job done against the USA? I think that one's going to be a fiery one. If the USA win, they're going through in second place in the group. If Iran win, boy oh boy, they're looking on fire. If we head over to Group C now, ABC, we're already at C. Poland got the job done against Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, I adopted pretty much as my second team because that performance that they put in the first one against Argentina, it just captivated me. I was so consumed by it. Like, the defensive performance, everything. I mentioned it in my last video. Saudi Arabia, I'm rooting for you. Get through the group. Try and get a result in your next game. The other game was Argentina, Mexico. Now, this one I thought was going to be a bit fiery. And boy, God, was it. There was challenges being chucked in all over the gaff. Yellow cards everywhere. It was a tasty one. However, Leo Messi managed to do the business. He scores against Ochoa from outside the box. He's beaten Mexico's #1. Looking at the group, though, we have Poland topping the group currently with 4 points, Argentina in second, and Saudi Arabia with 3 points also. So it's going to go down to the final day. Poland-Argentina is no easy game. That could be a tense one. I think both teams are going to be cagey. And Saudi Arabia-Mexico. If Saudi Arabia can pack a few goals past them, could you imagine the scenes? It would be nuts. Slinging it straight over to Group D now. Australia, the Socceroos. I can't believe it. They've managed to get a result against Tunisia. One of them games that wasn't really too lively. Wasn't lively at all. But the Socceroos do it. They get the 1-0 win. They get the 3 points. Now, France-Denmark. In the last video, I did say that this one could be a cagey affair. Denmark have done the business against France before, but France come out on top and they get themselves qualified to go through to the round of 16. Now, looking at the final fixtures in that group, Australia do have 3 points. So, if they can manage to beat Denmark, they will go through. However, Denmark have got to have a candle up their bum, man. If they beat Australia, they get the 4 points and they end up going through. However, for Tunisia, I'm thinking that's it. Thank you very much for coming. 1 draw, 1 loss, and I just don't see them beating France. I just don't see it. In Group E, the high-flying Spaniards, the new generation of the Spaniards, are going nuts, okay? They're going absolutely nuts. 7-0 in the first game. However, they went 1-1 with Germany. Germany really had to get something from that game game. They got let off the hook, man. They got let off the hook by Japan. Japan bottled it against Costa Rica, who were the worst team in the tournament on match day 1. Absolutely honked up the gaff. However, looking at that group table, it does look very funny. You got Spain topping it, Japan in second, and Germany at the bottom with 1 point. Do you know how nuts that is? Going into the final fixtures, though, Germany are playing Costa Rica. Maybe Costa Rica will fall off again, and Germany get the business done. And also the other fixture, Japan-Spain. Can Japan take a game to Spain? I'm thinking that new generation of the Spaniards is looking unreal. For that group, though, I wouldn't be shocked if Germany do end up going through on 4 points, as I think they're going to get some goals against Costa Rica. Flinging it straight into Group F now. F in the chat for Canada. F in the chat for Canada. Alphonso Davies, man. It was looking so promising. He scores a goal early on. And by the way, I didn't realise that they play him so high up the pitch. It's actually quite funny. It's like playing Ultimate Team. Like, oh, he's my best player. Fuck it, chuck him up top. Watching that game, though, was absolutely nuts because I actually put my money on Canada to beat Croatia. And then by the time I'd got to Faith's parents' house, they was already losing again. And bad. 4-1 the final result. Croatia showing what they can do at a major tournament. The other result, Belgium versus Morocco. Listen, shout out Morocco. Like I said in the last video, they've got a couple of decent players in there. Their team is looking strong. They've got a little bit of energy in there, a little bit of passion, and they beat Belgium 2-0. What did I say? Belgium, major tournaments, underwhelming. This is probably like their star generation, these Belgians. And for some reason, they just can't get anything out of them. Heading into the final match day 2 is not looking pretty for Belgium because they are playing Croatia, who are off the back of the 4-1 win. So spirits are high. It's looking like Croatia guaranteeing them a place in the final 16. Canada, I do think that you've pissed your chances away. I think Morocco might get the job done. I'm liking the look of their team. And flinging it into Group G now, baby. Group G is where the big boys are playing Brazil. Brazil have gone and done anything but guarantee themselves into the round of 16. The game was a deadlock for a long time against Switzerland. They went on and done the job in the 83rd minute. Casemiro with like the half volley. It's just CDMs have that tech, don't they? Don't know what it is. Like CDMs know how to hit a ball. But looking at the table, Brazil on 6 points. They're flying. Switzerland on 3, Cameroon on 1, and Serbia on 1. However, can we just say that Cameroon-Serbia game is absolutely unreal. What a game. I'm watching that on the train this morning, and I've left, and Cameroon were 1-0 up. I get to the train station, I see it's 2-1. Serbia scored 2 in injury time in the first half. Mental. Cameroon versus Brazil. Can Cameroon take that passion and fight to Brazil? Because they look like they could get got at during the Switzerland game. I just don't know if they've got the minerals to really do it. Do they have more quality than Switzerland? But in all honesty, I can see Brazil topping the group with 9 points. Group H, Portugal managed to get the business done as well. Sui tried to claim a goal, but I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I've seen so many replays. If that man got a touch on it, yeah, it's by like that hair there. See that hair that just fell down? It's by that. But Portugal get the business done from the Bruno cross and also from the Bruno penalty. CR7 got subbed off, so he wasn't there to take the penalty, but it was a very, very weird handball. Uruguay, however, looking very, very upset with themselves, looking like they stink. 1 point in the group, level with South Korea. Ghana, however, that game was absolutely mental too. Ghana take the early lead. They start packing in the goals, all for South Korea to come back and level it at 2-2. And looking at that table now, heading into the final games, Uruguay have to get the win in this game. Uruguay have to do it to be in with a chance at all. But Ghana are really happy with themselves. However, South Korea playing Portugal on the final fixture is not looking favourable. I did predict Korea to go through, but they've looked promising in the tournament, just didn't have enough. Remember, guys, if you do enjoy my World Cup catch-up show, we got 1 game left in the group stage. Let's see what happens. Then it's on to the round of 16. Remember, click that like button, subscribe. It's a pleasure having you around. Stay tuned for more content. See you later.